All right, guys, welcome back. We have our round 2 feature match ready.
We unfortunately were not able to get an extra match for round 1 because everybody was basically done, even though it was a pretty quick round.
Yeah, it was fairly quick.
So
we've got Brady Hogue on the left. He's playing Merfolk versus James Nutter on the right. He is playing Death's Shadow Jund. Now, everybody's saying this is the best deck in the format, Ryan. Do you agree with that? Are you skeptical?
it plays a lot of 1-drops, and I like Chalice of the Void.
That's not what I asked.
So Jimmy's instantly going to go ahead and cycle 2 Street Rates. So I think the deck is probably one of the more powerful decks in the format, yes.
Okay.
I don't think it's the best deck at the moment. There are a lot of really good decks. I just don't think that this is the one yet.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I still think that Infinity's probably stronger.
Yeah.
I think Infect is even stronger, even though a lot of people are off of it due to
just because that's what I've always said. I think people in a couple months people are going to pick that back up again and just realize.
And they're like, oh yeah, hey, this is still a good deck.
Yeah. All right, so Brady leads on island, kicks it back to Jimmy. Jimmy cycles 2 Street Wraiths and cracks a Mishra's Bauble. And Brady just plays Mutavault Pass. I'm really wondering what kind of hand Brady kept if he has no turn 1 or turn 2 plays.
So, from what I can tell, it looks like Brady kept a pretty heavy 2-drop hand. Which is fine, I suppose, but it doesn't really do much, obviously, until Jimmy plays out his lands, because he's just going to sit on that fetch.
I thought I saw a Silvergill Adept in his hand, though.
I don't recall seeing one of those. But
I could be. And maybe it was that Phantasmal image I was looking at.
Right, and I think he has 2 or 3 Phantasmal images with a Lord.
Yeah.
So,
which could definitely be strong. All right.
Right, so he does. It looks like he has Image, Kira, Harbinger of the Tides, and Spray. So, 2 drops and Kira.
Right. Which it could be definitely strong. And Kira's good against the jump deck.
Right, and so is also the Spreading Seas.
Yep.
So Jimmy is already going down to 8, I guess.
Down to 8, yeah. He's fetching shocking right here.
Oh, so he shot himself with that Tarfire earlier.
Just to get his life total down.
Yeah.
And he's also putting Tribal in the graveyard for the Tarmogoyf.
Right, so the Tarmogoyf now has all sorts of ridiculousness.
It's a scary Tarmogoyf, but I mean,
there's a Phantasmal image.
Once Brady puts a Spreading Seas out there, it's only going to take a couple swings to.
Or you just Phantasmal image
the Tarmogoyf. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen Tyler do that a lot. All right, so it's a 5/6, thanks to Tribal, and this is all off of Jimmy's graveyard.
Okay, so we're gonna Spreading Seas, probably the green source.
Yep.
I think that's fine.
Yeah.
There's the 3rd land that he needs. Yep. So this is a 4-turn clock currently. So there's a Tarfire. That actually is pretty bad. So Brady can't really.
It will be good if he Phantasmal images the Goyf though.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's bad for Brady though.
Oh yeah.
Now, what would be good for Brady though is that he has a Harbinger of the Tides, so he'll take 1 shot and then bounce the Goyf back to the hand.
Yep.
It doesn't win this.
He needs to draw another land though.
Right. But it does slow it down significantly.
All right, Jimmy swings for 5. Brady takes the hit and goes down to 15.
Yep, and Jimmy's cracking and looks like he's gonna fetch and shock himself, bringing himself down to 5.
Yep, and he's gonna get his green mana back online.
Yep.
I'd love to see this happen just one time where the Merfolk player just goes, all right, Mountain Lightning Bolt, and attack with Mutavault. It's just like, how great would that be?
Another Tarmogoyf, yep.
Oh, that's pretty strong. Alright. So, ideally, Brady wants to draw a land here, which he did. Now he gets to cast 2 spells in a turn.
Yep, so you should probably bounce.
Yeah, Harbinger of Tides, bounce the tapped Goyf, and then maybe image the other Goyf. It's hard to tell because I'm not really sure all the cards in his hand.
So he's going to go ahead and
Tarfire with the trigger on the stack, but
right. But now he can just image the Tarmogoyf, and now he has a blocker.
Yeah.
And Jimmy doesn't have a way to kill.
Yeah, I think I would have waited on the Tarfire till end of turn to see what else Brady was going to cast.
Right.
Because I really like tire firing that Goyf would have been great.
There's Liliana.
That's going to do it, though.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so he's got, Edict you. Attack for 5.
Yep, bring you down to 10.
Yep.
Now, I believe Brady does have another Harbinger.
Which is good.
So, traverse the Evenwald, probably searching for another, searches for the Death
Shadow, yeah.
So, Brady can just kill the Lily.
Death Shadow's an 8/8.
Yeah.
Whew. That's a lot of power toughness for 1 mana.
Now, Brady can also play Kira.
He could play Kira and activate Mutavault to kill the...
So he can either bounce Goyf, or he can... Or he could just play a Lord and swing, and then...
He could... I kind of like just playing the Lord and attacking with Mutavault and taking Jimmy down to 2.
Right.
But this is a really tight spot for Brady. It's hard to say what it exactly is.
So he's going to play... I think now he's going to play the Kira.
Yeah, and Kira's a flyer too, so this actually does put a lot of pressure on Jimmy.
Now, the only unfortunate thing is that Brady's going to discard this card out of his hand, right?
Yeah, which is the Master.
The Lord, right.
Yeah,
now, if Brady top decks another one of the billions of Lords that are in this deck, this match is just over, right?
Yeah, it will be. But he also has the Mutavault to attack with, so...
Right, so Brady's going to play 2 creatures here, possibly 3. He's probably going to play 2 Goyfs and the Death Shadow here.
Yeah. He'll go down to 4.
Yep.
So he just wants Brady to not draw a Lord.
Right. So a Lord is the game for Brady.
For sure, yes. And even so, like, Brady gets to attack with Kira, take Jimmy to 2, and they have the Mutavault and the Harbinger to block with.
Right. And he's still at 10.
Yeah, and he's still at 10. Like, I think I like Brady's spot a lot now.
Yep. So now we'll see if Jimmy decides to discard.
Yep, and there goes the Master.
And there goes the Covenant's Command.
Yep.
Okay.
Alright,
so here we go.
Lord of Atlantis. I don't think it was.
And
Lord of... There we go.
That's game.
Mutavault. And we're going to game 2. Jimmy's just going to make sure, which he should do.
Alrighty.
Alright, and Brady Hogue takes game 1 with Merfolk over James Nutter on Death Shadow Jund. I gotta say, like...
So I was really worried about Brady's hand.
Yeah.
It was really, really slow. There was no Curse Catchers. There was none of that.
No Aether Vial. He only cast 1 Lord the entire game.
Yeah. Right. But it actually didn't matter.
Well, I mean, what got him there was Jimmy's low life total.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is where I feel this is what I have an issue with when it comes to the Death Shadow Jund deck.
Uh-huh.
Is that they're bringing themselves down so low already. You know, like, even these Vapor Snags, like, I think that's just a great choice here.
Yeah,
like, the Echoing Truth. The Dismembers, maybe not so much.
The Harbinger of the Tides were also really key. Like, just the tempo swings for Jimmy having to recast those Goyfs and not attacking.
Right, so, like, Brady only took 10 points of damage there.
Mm-hmm.
While that's a significant number.
Yeah, that's half his life total.
Brady literally only had to do, 4 points of damage?
Yeah.
He actually had to do.
He only had to do 4 points of damage.
And, well,
Jimmy did 16 to himself.
So, I feel like that was just Brady playing to his outs really, really well there.
Yeah, no, I mean, it didn't look great for him until the last couple turns of that game, but, I mean, thankfully he had enough creatures to just put into play and
Now, it looks like Brady's taking out the Master Waves here. I don't think that's the correct choice.
I'm not sure. Like, it seems slow.
Well, they're pro-red.
They are pro-red, which is probably why I would keep it.
Which dodges all the removal in the Death Shadow deck outside of Abrupt Decay. But guess what? Yeah. Abrupt Decay doesn't hit 4s.
I'm actually not sure, like, what you board out, because most of your deck seems pretty well set up. Like, you don't want to trim on Lords, Silvergirl Adepts, or Curse Catchers. You want to bring in your...
So I think actually the Vial's probably the weakest card, right?
Yeah, but you don't want to bring it out either, because you want to get, like, especially on the draw, and you want to have that as much acceleration as possible to keep up with the Death Shadow deck.
From what I could just see, just what was flashed to us, it looks like Kira's
Uh-huh.
and Master Waves were taken out.
I guess he's just trying to lower the curve of his deck.
Just go down to 2s?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, I guess this way he does... Maybe he gets to bring in all his Vapor Snags and his Spell Pierces and maybe Dismembers.
I don't think he brought in the Spell Pierces. I think he brought in Echoing Truth.
Okay. No, I don't think I have Echoing Truth in the...
In the board?
Yeah.
Okay. It was another 2-drop spell, it looked like.
Recall?
That seems wrong.
Yeah.
So, this looks pretty decent for Brady.
It's a lot of lands, but you do have a sea, a Spreading Seas, a Vial, and a Lord. And and an Adept. Okay, now this is... I like this hand.
So Jimmy looks like he brought in the... brought in the Maelstrom Pulse, probably.
Yeah.
Brought in the Damnation.
Alright, just bring in all your removal.
Yeah, probably brings in the extra Collective Brutalities out of the board.
Yep.
Some lists play 1 or 2 in the sideboard if they're not playing the 2 or the 3 in the main. So I think it just really depends on what they feel is the biggest threat.
Alright, so Jimmy's going to fetch out a Blood Crypt and take himself down to 17.
I feel this is a Thoughtseize.
Yeah, it looks like Brady's positioning his hand to put it on the table. Or an Inquisition or a Thoughtseize. Yep, here's an Inquisition. Lord,
Okay, Lord, Silvergill.
Depending on what your land situation is, you may feel like you have to take the Spreading Seas, but yeah.
Yeah.
And that also denies him a draw.
Right.
But still, I mean, Brady still has a pretty decent hand here. Turn Vial into turn 2.
So I wouldn't be upset if that was just if that was a mulligan for me and that was my
you
6.
would keep that 6 for sure. And he drew a Marrow Rejury.
Was that a Rejury or all your Lord of Atlantis is 7th edition or
they're
revised?
all revised. They're all revised.
Because it kind of looked like the 7th edition Lord.
No, I don't have any of those.
Another Inquisition.
Yep. And now we'll get to see for sure. Yes, that is a Marrow Rejury.
Okay.
Now you probably take the Lord. Unless you just want to keep him off drawing cards, which I don't hate taking the Silvergill Adept here.
Right.
I don't think it's an obvious choice. Although I do feel like most people would probably just snap take the Lord of Atlantis, which may not be wrong. But I think you should give some consideration to the Silvergill Adept. Although I think Marrow Rejury, if you get it going, is really good against the Death Shadow deck.
Right, because it'll just tap down all your blockers.
Yeah,
even
exactly.
if you don't have the Spreading Seas.
Yep.
Now, you're not playing Seas Claim in your version, correct?
No.
Okay.
Although that would be good against this deck. Alright, 1 counter on the Vial.
Yep. So he's probably going to play the Silvergill, revealing the Marrow Rejury that Jimmy knows about.
And drew a Lord of Atlantis.
Right.
Yeah.
His draw for the turn was an island, so Brady's a little bit flooded here. Jimmy's going to go ahead and go down to 14. I don't know what exactly he's...
Just dealing damage to himself for his Death Shadows, it looks like.
Possibly.
I don't know enough about this deck. Are you supposed to be this aggressive with your life total?
From what I understand, you are.
Okay.
Again, this isn't a deck that I would play personally.
Yeah. Okay. So Abrupt Decay targeting Aether Vial.
Yeah. I mean, this just isn't my style of deck.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Very aggro, very in your face. It feels very all in.
And maybe Jimmy should have Jund written as knuckle tattoos on his hand.
Yeah.
Maybe get a Sharpie and just write Jund on there. All right, here's Rejury.
Rejury attack for 3.
Yep. Take Jimmy down to 11.
Yep.
I like Brady's spot again because he's on the board with 2 creatures. He's got
I guess
3
he brought
creatures.
In the 10. Oh, okay. So Jimmy's got shot or fetch.
Fetch.
So right now, Death Shadow's turned on.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very small Death Shadow.
Right.
I did get to see an interesting play against Death Shadow just recently online where a player had played out Death Shadow as a 1/1.
Yeah.
The next turn, a player untapped and just was playing Grove the Burnwillows in their deck.
Yeah.
But the Death Shadow player didn't know, and he made him gain a life, so he killed off the Death Shadow.
That's hilarious.
So
that'd be a best of. That looks like a Fatal Push for the turn.
I think that was another Goyf.
I don't know.
Now, if he plays the Goyf, he's almost basically dead, right? Yeah, okay, I think it is a Goyf, so he's going through counting.
Yeah, it looks like
instant.
It's 5/6, I think. Or no, there's an enchantment.
Yep. So I think it's a 6/5 or 6/7.
Is there a creature?
Yeah. There's the Lord of Atlantis that he made him discard.
Oh, okay,
earlier.
yeah, you're right. So yeah, 6/7.
Yep. Okay. All right. So
it's a big old Tarmogoyf.
So now he's gonna play a Lord, and then he's gonna tap down the Goyf.
Yep.
Play his other land.
He's He's
just dead, right?
This is Brady's first time with the deck, so he has to remember the Marrow Regery trigger. So yeah, he can play a land, cast Lord, trigger Marrow Regery, tap down the Goyf, activate Mutavault, and swing for all. For
lethal.
I think Jimmy's dead. He may have. Well, he does have mana up, so
right.
he may have a removal spell to interact with this. And Brady has to remember what Marrow Regery does.
Right. So we'll see if he does.
All right. So Lord of Atlantis.
Oh, he's going to
untap that.
Okay, so he's actually just making his guys.
But he gets to cast. He gets to cast 2 Lords.
Right. And that's what he's going to do. I think he's just going to
trigger Marrow Regery, tap down Tarmogoyf. He doesn't get to attack with Mutavault this way, but these guys are bigger.
Yes.
So they're Silver Adept is 5 and Marrow Regery.
Now I think that was still wrong. I think he should have just tapped down.
Yeah, because it looks like
and then he would have been able to attack for lethal, I believe.
If Jimmy didn't have a removal spell, he'd be dead.
And so Jimmy's also fetching here, so that brings him to 1. So he would have been at 2, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that just would have been lethal.
Unless
my math is wrong. Because that only added an additional 2 points of damage.
Yeah.
And then that would have been 3 points, so...
Yeah,
so actually Jimmy wouldn't have been able to fetch.
The Mutavault would have been 4 power.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But I don't think it's going to matter unless Jimmy draws Damnation right now.
Well, Maelstrom Pulse
Maelstrom
almost
Pulse,
does it. Almost.
I mean, Brady still has 3 creatures, and he only has to get 1 through. And Inquisition, show me an island, and I think that's it. All right, and Brady takes the match 2-0 over James Nutter with Merfolk over Death Shadow Jund. I was gonna say this is Brady's first night out with the deck, and he's doing really well. He beat Kazu in the first round.
Okay.